I do find some of the comments really irritating. It may just be the time of night, but Nicola Carr says, it's laughable that you mention Ireland when you talk about Britishness. It shows you have no respect for different cultures. Irish culture, which the English tried to distinguish but failed, has nothing to do with Britishness. As regards the hype, Ray schoolgirl wearing a Union Jack dress, it's just a win for your bigotry. Sad that a young girl has been used for the purpose of her father's far-right agenda, and Tommy Robinson loving it. Well, that may well be the case, but the point is that the dress was an imitation of the Spice Girls. And I'm saying this as I hold my Irish passport, and I just think what the assumptions people make and the intolerance, bigotry, and tribalism that is promoted sometimes is laughable and ridiculous, and I get so tired of it. But please continue leaving comments. I enjoy the comments, even if occasionally they exasperate me. But it just maybe occasionally I get a bit tired. I've been doing a lot of travelling, and lugging a suitcase from London back to Rugby is exhausting. And in the past, it would have taken me 20 minutes to recover. These days, it seems to take me a matter of days. It's extraordinary how exhausted one becomes simply because one's had to negotiate London. And I'm looking forward to a few weeks of just getting on with work. And so thank you very much for your comments. And Roger the Dodger very, very nicely congratulates me that I've painted the story of Alex Belfield perfectly, and rightly so. I hold my hat up to you. Thank you. Well, absolutely. Alex Belfield made a lot of people very miserable. And the problem is, and I've met some of these people, and the problem is, what for him was a few words tossed off, for his victims is a lifetime of change. And we have to think very carefully of the words that we use. Sometimes maybe one doesn't use the words that one should use. Maybe sometimes one needs to clarify. But it does strike me as extraordinary how people project their own interpretation onto words which are fairly straightforward. There was a thing I raised earlier about Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and it's immediately assumed that I'm making that I'm making some sort of racist statement. I'm not at all. I'm not at all. I simply think that the solutions that might be appropriate for an ordinary couple are not the solutions that work for somebody who's been brought up in the rarefied atmosphere of a palace. And it's clear that Prince Harry is deeply troubled, and one's heart should go out to him. And Prince Harry, there are so many things that are good about Prince Harry, not least the way he protects his wife. And there are so many things that are good about Prince William. And I think both princes have benefited from their marriages, from their respective marriages. And it's time for the royal family to come together. And it's time for the courtiers and advisors to ensure that that happens, because the courtiers and advisors, so many of them mixed up with the media, need to recognize that their first job is a coherent and stable monarchy, and that the royal family is there to support and to enable the monarch. And more than that, the royal family is an icon of what families can be like. And yes, of course, throughout the country and beyond, families struggle to reconcile and to blend in new and exciting ways. But the royal family should be leading by example and should be showing that a family can reconcile and can find solutions. And the tittle-tattle stories that turn up are simply astonishing and shocking in their viciousness. We need to be encouraging reconciliation rather than encouraging and enjoying and groveling like hippopotamuses or hippopotami in the filth of vengeance and nastiness. Princes Harry and William suffered enormously when they were very young because of the death of their mother. And in so many ways, I think Harry certainly sees it. I've read his book. Harry certainly sees the media turning on his wife in the same way that he sees the media turning on his mother. And I think in many ways he's correct. The media is vicious, and the media needs to know better. And given the fact that so many of the courtiers in Kensington and Buckingham Palace have a background in the media, this shouldn't be happening. These courtiers, either they're not doing their job, or they are so tribal they've forgotten what their job is. Their job is to secure a slightly boring and a working monarchy, and that is not what we've got at the moment. And as for Prince Harry wanting to live a life away from royalty, he wants both. And I don't understand this ridiculous idea that you're either in or out. On that, if that really was the late Queen's idea, she's wrong. And it's quite clear that she's wrong. There are many members of the royal family who are both in and out, like, for example, the Duke of Gloucester, who I remember meeting when he opened a school, and very much a person who works and a person who is a member of an active member of the royal family when he wishes to be. And I think that his is an inspirational role that should have been used as a model for Prince Harry. And I don't wish to belittle the late Queen, but I think courtiers got the better of her towards the end of her life, and the Harry situation was mishandled deeply and wrongly. And I go on about this because I dislike having words put into my mouth, and I dislike having interpretations put into my mouth. Sarah Vine's commentary was the best it's been, and that was the point of my review of it. I agreed with almost everything she said, and I think Meghan's solutions to the Harry problem are wrong. This isn't to say that Meghan is wrong. I don't think she is wrong. She's she's an inspiring and a wonderful person in her own right. But the solution to the royal family goes beyond the writing of a book. The current king, Prince Charles, wrote a scurrilous book, or at least a book was written in his name. And that was a great mistake. And he gave a television interview. That was a great mistake. I don't think that the book Spare was any greater a mistake than Harry's father's foolishness. But this is a family that has been plagued by media invasion. And I say, the courtiers know all about it because most of them come from the media. And they ought to sort it out and help rather than foster new headlines with their chums across the tabloids.